The kitchen is the heart of the home, and in Feng Shui it represents prosperity and wealth. It's also the most expensive room to remodel. In this video, I'll talk about the 5 biggest mistakes I see in kitchen designs. And these go beyond just Feng Shui. These mistakes can impact your kitchen's functionality, aesthetics, and the overall mood of the space, which influences how you feel while preparing and eating food. I'll also share how to fix these mistakes. This video will be especially helpful if you are planning to remodel your kitchen, but I will also include simple solutions that don't require a full remodel, so you can enjoy your kitchen more right away. I'm Natalia Kaylin, a Feng Shui and mindful design consultant. Let's start with the layout of the kitchen. The triangle layout is ideal not only from a Feng Shui perspective, but also from a design and convenience standpoint. No matter the shape of your kitchen, you can create this triangular formation between the 3 main appliances: your fridge, stove, and sink. This layout optimizes movement and workflow, making food preparation smoother, faster, and more efficient. Now let's look at why the triangle is important from a Feng Shui perspective. The 3 main appliances in the kitchen, the stove, sink, and fridge, represents 3 very different energies: fire, the stove; water, the sink; and metal, the fridge. These elements naturally interact with each other. Water puts out fire and metal cools fire down. Additionally, the stove is the most yang object in the kitchen, while the fridge is the most yin. Placing the hottest and coldest appliances directly next to each other doesn't feel balanced, practically or energetically. In traditional Feng Shui, the stove is closely tied to wealth. If the fridge or sink is too close to the stove, they can reduce the fire element of the stove, which may symbolically weaken the wealth energy. This is why a triangular layout is the best choice, both practically and energetically. If your stove is too close to the sink or fridge and remodeling isn't an option right now, it's a good idea to strengthen the fire element of the stove. This is actually very easy and fun to do. You can add a few red accessories in the kitchen near the stove. Red not only strengthens the fire element, but also brings joy and vibrancy to the space. For example, a red toaster, red pots, a red utensil holder, a red floor mat, or even red artwork are simple and effective options. You don't need to overdo it. 2 or 3 of the red items are enough. Balance and aesthetics are key. Another way to strengthen the fire element is by adding the wood element near the stove, as wood supports fire in Feng Shui. Wooden utensils, a small plant, or even wooden cutting boards near the stove are great choices. Now let's talk about another common Feng Shui mistake: when the sink is located directly across from the stove. Energetically, water clashes with fire, weakening the fire and symbolically prosperity. Unfortunately, this layout has become a popular design trend, so you might see it in many kitchens. If you're concerned about prosperity and can't change the layout, you can place a few red items or a plant near the stove to balance the energy. Or simply focus on strengthening prosperity energy in other areas of your home instead. Another Feng Shui issue is when the stove is visible from the entryway. This isn't ideal, as it symbolically allows prosperity energy to escape rather than accumulate. The best solution here is to place something that blocks or obstructs the direct view of the stove. Using green or flowering plants is one of my favorite ways to do this. It works well both functionally and aesthetically. We've covered some of the most common kitchen layout mistakes, so let's shift gears and talk about kitchen colors. I know many of you love white kitchens and will stick with them, and that's totally fine. But after seeing so many white kitchens over the last 2 decades, I have to say, I'm really glad that we are seeing a return to natural wood. All white kitchens can feel too sterile, cold, and unemotional, while natural wood with its grain, patterns, and rich shades brings warmth and joy to a space. These cabinets, for example, look rich, warm, and unique. I also love the combination of color and natural wood. It can be white, yellow, gray, or my personal favorite, green. Combining wood with color creates a contrast, adds depth, and makes space feel truly unique. Since we are talking about mistakes, let's discuss colors that aren't great for the kitchen. Gray might work well in other rooms, but in the kitchen an all gray design can feel out of place and even a bit depressing. But if you use warm gray in combination with wood, it's much better. Black is another color that doesn't belong in the kitchen. It has low energy and doesn't create the happy, uplifting atmosphere you want in the kitchen, in such a sociable space. Plus, black represents the water element, which isn't needed in the kitchen. Instead, the kitchen thrives with wood, fire, and earth elements. Blue was very popular in the last decade, but it's not ideal for kitchens either. Like black, blue is associated with the water element, and it also feels cold and not particularly appetizing. A dark blue island might work as an accent, but an entirely blue kitchen isn't a great idea. By the way, I have an entire video on kitchen colors. I will link it in the description for you. Usually people put so much time and effort into choosing cabinets, handles, and faucets, but less time and effort into the lighting. But lighting is such an important part of any kitchen. Not only does it add life and beauty, but it also plays a huge role in functionality. That's why you need layers of lighting. Natural light is the best place to start. Big windows and sliding doors are always a big plus in the kitchen. In older houses, kitchen windows are often smaller, and when I see them, I always wish I could make them bigger. Walking into a kitchen flooded with natural light just makes such a difference. But I know that's not always possible, especially if you live in an apartment. That's where your ambient lighting comes in. Recessed lighting is a must in a modern kitchen, but it has to be properly placed. When I remodeled my kitchen, I made sure the recessed lights were positioned right above my favorite prep areas. Pendants are another great addition. They not only provide task lighting for work areas, but also add beauty and set the mood. And my absolute favorite, under cabinet lights. I love them and leave them on all the time, even at night. They make the kitchen feel livelier and happier no matter the time of the day. So yes, make sure your kitchen has several layers of lighting. The more, the better. Different types of lighting work for different times of the day and activities, and they all come together to make your kitchen brighter, more functional, and more enjoyable space. Okay, this is just my personal opinion, but I don't like white stone in white kitchens or dark stone in dark kitchens. All white kitchens can feel harsh and sterile, almost like an operating room, not very relaxing. Of course, if you love it, don't listen to me. Different people perceive things differently. But I did warn you that this is going to be my personal opinion. Oh, and did I mention white tiles? Yes, white tiles too. What happened here? Did the designers forget that there are other colors besides white in the universe? Or black on black kitchens like this photo? Wondering what were they thinking? Contrast creates mood, dimension, and gives your eyes something to rest on. Right now, many people prefer light or white countertops, and I like them too. But they look so much better when paired with natural wood or darker cabinets. It doesn't matter if you choose granite, marble, or quartz. Pick the stone that fits your budget, but choose something that looks natural rather than overly artificial. Trust me, you'll thank me later. Now let's quickly go over a few more common mistakes in kitchen decor. Mistake: allowing clutter to accumulate on countertops. Correction: keep countertops clear to promote good energy flow and reduce stress. Mistake: keeping broken or non-functional appliances. Correction: repair or replace broken appliances to avoid stagnant energy. Mistake: keeping knives and sharp objects visible. Correction: store knives in drawers or knife blocks to avoid sharp energy. Mistake: poor ventilation leading to stagnant air. Correction: ensure proper ventilation to keep the air fresh and energy flowing. This is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video and will be able to implement some of my recommendations. I have a small request for you. If you did enjoy this video, please share it with your friends, like it, and if you haven't yet, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any future videos. Thank you for watching. Bye.